back to the talk. I'm here with my friend Jim Pankey.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for coming back.
Well, it's good to be back.
It's always fun to have Jim in the house. Now, Jim is a teacher of banjo to the world. He is a YouTube sensation, as I wrote about in the current issue of Dalton Living magazine, which is the Community Heroes edition.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And there's a nice story about Jim. But we also get to talk to Jim and maybe even about a few things I didn't talk about in the magazine.
Fun.
So, Jim, you play the mandolin, you play the guitar, the bass guitar, and even the banjo, of course the banjo.
Ukulele.
The ukulele, the whole deal. And my understanding is it all started with a frying pan.
Pretty much, yeah. When I was a kid, I was just enamored with the banjo and Grandpa Jones. And so there's 8mm movie of me imitating Grandpa Jones in my little boots, holding a skillet.
In a diaper?
I had on
pants.
pants.
You were old enough. Okay, never mind.
I had on
He was
pants.
potty trained by then.
I had on pants.
Because you were about 4?
No, I was 2 or 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and just imitating Grandpa Jones with my skillet because I didn't have a banjo. So I guess my first banjo technically was a skillet.
That is pretty cool. So how did you go from a skillet to having millions of watchers on YouTube, your own card, we'll get to that, trading card, which is the Banjo All-Stars, and performing at the Grand Ole Opry 2 times?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things happened in between being 2 and that. I just got interested in playing music, and there was instruments at home. There was a guitar, banjo, mandolin, and so I just spent a lot of time just figuring that out, especially, and once high school hit and I found other friends that played music, then we could play together. And it was a good way to get out of class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess so. They let you out to go practice?
Well, yeah. So we had a little FFA string band at Murray County, and we carried our instruments to school. And then we got a little smarter and started scheduling study halls together so we could play bluegrass music while I was in school. So, we did that all through school. I played in a variety of different bands, and I got involved with YouTube right when it first came out, posting stuff, but didn't get a lot of traction until somebody said, Jim, you need to do lessons. You need to teach people how to play the banjo. I said, well, there's already lessons on YouTube. Why do I want to do that? And I said, well, you're not teaching them. Okay. So to prove a point that there didn't need to be more banjo lessons on YouTube, I made a little series of banjo lessons, and they turned out to be fairly popular and way more than I ever expected.
That's an understatement. I believe your first lesson, did it hit a million viewers?
It's a little over a million, 1.3 million, something like that.
That's a lot of people watching this guy play teach the banjo.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I didn't think it would be successful, but I just kind of stumbled into that. And people like the way I teach. People actually watch my channel that have no intention of learning to play the banjo. They just like to watch me teach. Kind of like the same ways I like to watch Bob Ross paint. I have no intention of painting, but I do like to watch him paint.
It's fun to watch. Yeah, it is fun. And one thing I like about your videos is, and I don't play the banjo, but I've watched some of your videos. You just kind of lean into the camera and you just start talking, and people who are watching feel like they're there with you, and it's just a nice, easygoing exchange.
Well, that all came about with me. I do it, I still do it, all with my phone. And that's how I started, dance with the one who brought you.
Right.
And I still shoot it with my phone. And now, obviously, I could do more, but I don't. So I wanted the banjo to be prominent in the video, so I bring the camera close, get the banjo, but then you don't have my head, so I have to lean over to talk, and it's kind of amusing, but it's people have grown to like the lean.
Absolutely. Well, in your card here, the Banjo All-Stars.
Yeah, it's even leaning.
We'll put a picture. Yeah. See, I thought it was like that. That's how it's hanging up, but in my office, right next to Jesus, as Jeremy pointed out. But that's cool, and we'll have a better picture, obviously, when we show this. But so I talked a little bit about your cards, I believe, in the article, but one thing I didn't talk about is the Grand Ole Opry, because there's just so much ground to cover and so many words that I can put in the magazine.
So the Grand Ole Opry. At this point in my life, I was working, had a regular day gig, and I get a call. And the guy says, "Hi, I'm Dan Rogers. I booked talent for the Grand Ole Opry." And I'm thinking, well, finally, here's my chance. Finally, somebody noticed. And it's like, well, why are you calling me? You know, and it's like, and he continues to talk, and my brain's going, man, finally going to get to play banjo on the Grand Ole Opry. And he says, well, we're doing this thing for Roy Acuff. So this was 2003.
Nice.
And they were doing, so this was 2003. So that's 20 years ago. And but the post office did a Roy Acuff stamp, and they wanted me to come perform, but they wanted me to do the yo-yo.
The yo-yo.
So I yo-yoed on the Grand Ole Opry. The best part of it was I yo-yoed on the radio portion.
How does that even work?
I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
But you were actually yo-yoing. Were they like, Jim, that's a great walk the dog?
Yeah, they had a comedian there, and she was talking while I was yo-yoing, and she was just making fun of me, and it was fun. We had a good time.
That sounds fun. And the second time you played at the Grand Ole Opry, you actually played the banjo.
I did. I was staff band for a Ralph Stanley Memorial concert that they did back in 2017, I think.
That's pretty. Well, how fun was that?
Oh, it was great. It was organized chaos for sure.
I like organized chaos. Listen, what were you wearing when you played on the Grand Ole Opry?
Overalls.
That's going to sound like a weird question, but stay with us.
Overalls and a plaid shirt.
Oh, I thought you were wearing a special shirt.
No, but I do have a special shirt to show you.
Let me see that special shirt.
So I did this show a while back. I had on a cowboy shirt. It was, and a friend of mine out in California saw me in a cowboy shirt on this TV show, and he's like, "Dude, I've got you a shirt." So he sent me this shirt, and here, let's turn it around backwards. You can see all the colors. I mean, that's...
Look at that beautiful 1980-something shirt.
It is. And so my friend, Greg Rich, he worked for Gibson and builds instruments and creates instruments, and so he was building a guitar for Axl Rose.
Oh, you mean this guy?
Yeah, there's Axl. He was building a guitar, and so Axl was wearing this shirt, and Greg started bugging him, and he said, "Man, I got to have the shirt." And Axel like, "You can't have my shirt. It's my shirt. I'm wearing this shirt." And so Greg stayed on him the whole time about the shirt. And when he got in the car, he took off the shirt and handed it to Greg and gave Greg the shirt. And so years later, I wound up with the shirt out. Greg had it displayed in his office, and he sent it to me. So I have...
Oh.
I have no proof of it, but it's Axel's shirt.
Dude, you have a piece of legitimate rock and roll history.
It's a real shirt. So
it's a real shirt, and I could totally see Axl wearing that. Yeah. I'm going to believe, well, why would your friend lie? It's Axl's shirt.
Well, no, Greg wouldn't lie.
No.
It's interesting. I've been out to see Greg in California several times, and it's like he literally knows everybody.
Sure. Sure. Well, I'm invested, because can I touch Axl's shirt?
Oh, sure, you can.
Hey, it's hard to get me doing the whole fan thing, because I've worked with a lot of the 80s rock stars, but I never met Axl. Yeah, and this may be as close as I ever get to him, and bless this little guy. Well, there he went. Axl fell. Jim, thank you for coming out. Will you come back and tell us more of your stories? Because there's a million you've got.
Oh, yeah, I've got several.
Okay.
All right, love to.
We'll be seeing Jim again soon, and the rest of you, I'll be right back.